Former British Prime Ministers Gordon Brown from the Labour Party and John Major from the Conservatives have called for a separate war crimes tribunal for Ukraine. The background is that an indictment against Russian President Vladimir Putin at the International Criminal Court in The Hague for the order to launch a war of aggression against Ukraine is unlikely. Brown told this to the BBC on Saturday. War crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide are punished under the International Criminal Court, Brown said. But with regard to the crime of aggressive war, there is a legal loophole because Moscow can veto such an indictment at the UN Security Council. A petition calling for the establishment of a special tribunal was signed by more than 750,000 people, including numerous legal experts and around 40 former heads of government from around the world within 2 days, Brown said. The Labour politician compared the project to the criminal tribunals for Rwanda, ex-Yugoslavia, and the Nuremberg trials of the main war criminals in World War II. Brown echoed US President Joe Biden's assessment that Putin was guilty of war crimes. In Nuremberg, we held the Nazis accountable. Now, 8 decades later, we must ensure that there will be a day of reckoning for Putin, Brown said. And once again, British Foreign Secretary Liz Truss fears that Moscow could use peace talks in the Ukraine conflict as a diversionary tactic for a military organization. I'm very skeptical, Truss said in an interview that appeared in the London Times on Saturday. And she said, what we've seen so far is an attempt by the Russians to buy time for reorganization. There are no signs of the withdrawal of Russian troops or serious proposals on the negotiating table. Moscow lied again and again. Well, of course, Kiev has the right to hold talks with Russia, she says. When asked whether Great Britain could act as a guarantor for a peace agreement in Ukraine, the conservative politician was open to that. Previous efforts to give Ukraine security and self-determination have failed. Therefore, new solutions must be found, she warned. Under no circumstances should sanctions against Moscow or arms deliveries to Kiev be dispensed with as a result of negotiations. Another requirement is that Russia leaves Ukraine, she said. At the same time, the conservative politician warned against a further aggravation of the conflict. Russian President Vladimir Putin is becoming more and more desperate as his project in Ukraine fails. She says, there's always a risk that if he doesn't make progress, he will resort to more and more extreme measures, and we have already seen appalling atrocities in Ukraine. But honestly, she is really stating the obvious. What she said there is nothing new. We all know that those talks are a diversion. Just remember the talk between Lavrov and Kuleba in Antalya, and his denial of meeting with the Ukrainian president, Zelensky. Come on. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.